Individual Learning Models in Human Resource Development, presented by JMcGuire. Organizational learning is a vital part of an organization's ability to grow and adapt to environmental changes. Individual learning within an organization contributes to the organization's continued growth. Human resource development focuses on helping the organization's individual members develop their skills and knowledge. Human resource development is defined by Swanson and Holton as a process of developing and unleashing expertise for the purpose of improving individual, team, work process, and organizational system performance. An organization learns through its individual members and therefore is affected either directly or indirectly by individual learning. Organizations view individual improvement as crucial to their ability to change and grow. Individual learning models can help human resource development professionals develop training programs that can aid the individuals in the organization to adapt to the organizational changes and improve the organizational system performance. Individual learning that is relevant to the organization and has the opportunity for application in the work environment will benefit both the individual and the organization. Before we can address the individual learning models, we need to understand adult learning theory because human resource development revolves around adult learners. Merriam-Webster defines andragogy as the art or science of teaching adults. It is an adult learning theory, and it is based on 6 assumptions of adult learners. Adults need to know why they are learning. Adults learn through trial and error experiences. Adults should own their decisions about learning. Adults prefer learning that is relevant to their lives. Adults learn better from problem-based environments. And adults learn better with intrinsic motivators. They are driven by an internal need to learn. The adult learner is involved throughout the process, including planning, diagnosing their needs, forming their learning objectives, designing their learning plans, and evaluating their outcomes, resulting in individuals being invested in their learning throughout the process. Individual learning models that have a basis in andragogical learning theory are experiential, informal, incidental, and transformative. Experiential learning models incorporate daily experience into an individual's learning process. So this statement is a simple way to explain experiential learning. You must have the experience to learn. Learning is a cognitive process involving constant adaptation to and engagement with one's environment. Every experience in a learner's life is an opportunity to learn and grow. The experiential learning process is a spiral cycle. Concrete experiences, or being fully immersed in new learning experiences. Reflective observation, observing and reflecting learning experiences from various perspectives. Abstract conceptualization, creating concepts from those observations that are logically sound theories. And active experimentation, putting those theories into practice for decision-making and problem-solving. Human resource development professionals can use experiential learning to design experience-based programs that allow the individual learners to have the concrete experience they can then reflect upon and integrate into their future performance. Formal training may not always convey the same concepts and skills that result from hands-on experience. Experiential learning is an adaptive learning model. Learners can learn from their everyday activities through on-the-job training or through carefully crafted experiential programs. Organizations can quickly adapt this learning model to fit any department, position, or learning style. Experiential learning can include direct learning, such as on-the-job training, simulation learning, such as role-playing, and collaborative learning, such as teamwork. The learning process includes concrete experiences, the reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. Informal and incidental learning happens every day, just like experiential learning. However, informal and incidental learning are not planned. Both happen unconsciously and are a byproduct of everyday tasks. These individual learning modes are not planned or structured. Some examples of informal incidental learning are self-directed learning, mentoring, coaching, networking, learning from mistakes, and trial and error. A 1922 study conducted by the Educational Development Center Incorporated of Massachusetts explored the variables that affect informal learning in the workplace. This study revealed that workers learned interpersonal, and culture informally as they learned new job duties. So examples of intrapersonal skills are problem solving, creativity, coping with stress, dealing with novel situations. Some examples of interpersonal skills are interacting, cooperating, and sharing skills and information with other employees. Examples of culture skills are what behavior is acceptable, what notions are culturally rewarded and lead to character advancement, and how mistakes are treated. Transformational learning centers around the transformation of the learner. In this model, an impactful experience causes the learner to change their view of themselves or the world. The learner then critically reflects on the experience, reevaluating their perspectives and values. The next step in the process includes discussion with others to validate their change. The process is complete when the learner embraces the transformation as part of their daily lives. Double loop transformational learning that occurs when the learner has no previous learning experience to reference. Therefore, they must change their mental schema in a fundamental way. The terms knowing in action and reflection in action are used in conjunction with double loop learning. Knowing in action are automatic responses based on our previous experience, and they enable us to perform efficiently in daily actions. Knowing in action can be compared to driving home from work, arriving home but not remembering the act of driving. Your brain and muscles know the route and perform the actions on autopilot. This can happen in your workplace when you perform repetitive actions. Reflection in action occurs when you must reflect on an experience as it happens because you have no previous experience to draw on to perform the action. Individual transformative learning can lead to transformative organizational learning. Part of the transformative learning process is sharing the new perspectives with others in the organization. This one learner's transformative learning experience can then be a catalyst for others in the organization to experience the same transformational learning experience. Changes in perspectives then easily lead to more creative and innovative practices at work. The transformational learning design should focus on reflective rather than completing tasks, and it should focus on healthy relationships between organizational members. These elements will foster transformational learning within the workplace. Human resource development is an essential function of organizations today. Effective organizational learning can be a source of competitive advantage and is essential to sustainable and innovative culture development. Organizations have historically relied on traditional development options that focus on skill development, which satisfies the need to learn, rather than transformative learning, which alters their needs and values. Human resource development professionals can develop experiential learning, informal incidental learning, and transformational learning models to benefit the individual learner with an enriching learning experience resulting in organizational learning and growth.